Welcome, Thunderbird Nation, to the Thunderbird Coaches Show. I'm your host, Spencer McLaughlin, joined by SCU head men's basketball coach Rob Jeter and student athlete Jaiden Feroah as well. This is the first ever coaches show that we have done. We're live inside Cafe Sabor. Thank you all for being in attendance here tonight. So, make it a little bit of history, Coach. Jaiden, you guys ready to get going?
Yeah. Let's go.
Coach, let's start with you and just talk about where you feel like your team is at this point in the season.
Well, we want to be better, right? It's difficult for us. We spend a lot of time on the road, and we've only had a few games at home. Home is where you can kind of correct yourself, feel better about yourself, have more positive things happen. We've been traveling a lot, so I'm not disappointed where we are. I'm encouraged at where we could go. So I think that's a positive sign.
Jaiden, for you guys at practice with where you're at right now, 4-6, the team record have certainly had some really, really tough games on the schedule so far. Where do you feel like the roster is at?
I think the important thing is that we're seeing improvement with every game. I mean, we all know we haven't played near to the level that we know we can. We obviously have a lot of talent. We just got to figure out how to play together and get the results that we want. But, I mean, we're seeing improvement, and that's a good thing. So, ultimately, we want to be playing our best basketball in March, and it's only December, you know. So, we're going to keep progressing, and I think we'll be all right. But, yeah, we're going to start getting some wins for sure.
By the way, Jaiden, just so everybody knows, say your last name and how it's pronounced for everyone that might read it and think it's pronounced a little differently.
It's Feroah. Yeah.
Pronounced Feroah, not Feroah.
Yes, common misconception.
Gotcha. So
I didn't know that.
for the first time, I mean, he's only been on campus for Jaiden. When did you first get to campus?
We got here in what, June?
June. So, Coach, for you coming into this season, having just two guys on the roster that were on the team last year, what was that like for you as a coaching staff, and how, as the weeks go by, do you try and build that chemistry game to game?
Yeah, well, we had Langston Benz with us also, who was redshirting. So, with Kai and with Lorenzo. So, with three returning players, a lot of expectations put on those three to kind of help us get going and set an expectation. And obviously, with 12 new players, that's a lot. Every year, it seems to be like year one. And this year definitely felt that way. We started in June, so we're trying to lay the foundation, put down our drill work. Try to give them the standards of how we want to play, the specific tasks that we want these guys to accomplish. And it seems like I've already said it, but I haven't. So I have to keep reminding myself that these guys are brand new. They haven't heard a lot of the things that I have these expectations of. I'm sure I've said this before. I'm sure we've drilled this over and over again, but we really haven't. So I think patience comes to mind right away as I look and reflect back on where we are now and where we've come from. So we just have to continue to plug away.
From game one against Arizona State to where you guys are at now, 10 matchups into this season, where do you feel like there's been the most growth that you've liked so far?
Well, I like that our confidence seems to be coming back. When you're on the road and you're taking some of those tough L's and you're playing in some tough venues, you start off the season like at Arizona State, you feel you're super confident. You feel like, okay, we're ready. We put a lot of work in the summer. We're shooting the ball well. We're confident. We're undefeated, so we're feeling really good. And then as some of those L's mount up, especially for some of these tougher teams, you can have a tendency to doubt yourself, question things. Let's change this. Let's do something different. But for me as a coach, we just try to stay the course. So we're trying to keep these guys, as you break them down, try to build them up. And it's the emotions that we have to make sure, especially as a coach, to keep in check, because you want these guys to perform at such a high level, and you expect them to do the things that you're saying over and over again, but it takes time, so we have to have that patience as well. 10
games gone so far. I want to dive into a handful that really have stood out so far this season. Let's start with that Stetson win. It was the first win that you guys have had away from Cedar City. Big picture, and then we'll recap it a bit. What did you like about your team's performance in that game?
Our resilience. We persevered. We were down, and we didn't play our best game. So as Jaiden alluded to, we haven't played our best game of basketball yet, and we were able to pull out a win, so that was encouraging.
Jaiden, go back to that particular matchup with where you guys were in the season. 70-68 was the final. That game was played in Pennsylvania. Way on the other side of the country.
Pittsburgh. It's the Bird, man.
In the Berg. What was it about that game that stood out to you the most that you liked for your team?
Yeah, I mean, Coach said it was just our resilience. Like, that was our second day of it back-to-back. We had played Robert Morris the day before. That was their first game. So they had just got there. They were fresh. But, I mean, our offense wasn't great in the second half, but I think that tournament is when we really kind of, like, bunkered down and started getting some stops. And that was good to see, improvement there, because we've been giving up way too many points. So I liked how we came back, and we kept fighting. And, I mean, I think – we probably should have won by more, but, you know, a win's a win. So,
Coach, in that game, you give up just 68 points. You talk about that 70 threshold a lot. You want to be over that as often as you can offensively, hold opponents under that. Talk about, in that specific Stetson game, what it took to hold them under 70 points.
Well, early we talked about the first team to 70 wins, but it seems though the trend this year is more like the first team to 80, sometimes 90 early, but as you can see, the scores are starting to tighten up right now. So the defense is starting to catch up. It's good to see that our defense is catching up. I like the fact that we were down, we came back. You know, we hit some rough patches, but we were able to smooth those out. And to see the guys just smile and get the stops and make the free throws and do some of the pressure things that are needed to pull out tough wins.
From the first half to the second half, what did you feel like was a big area of growth in that game?
Well, we went in the locker room. We sang songs and we kind of got ourselves feeling a little bit better about the second half and came out and the attitudes were good. I think everyone was feeling really happy. I might have walked out on the floor with 1 second to go before the game restarted for the second half. So, no, I joke about these things because these are the steps that are necessary when you're trying to build something special. If you don't work, nothing's going to work. So we're just trying to put the work in the correct way. We're trying to push these young men beyond their limits so that they can see that they can do more than what they believe they can. And then at some point, it just all falls into place. So we're not there yet, but I think that second half and all of our second halves this year have been better. So maybe I just need to pretend like it's the second half to start the game and just come in a little upset would be the best way to put it, and see if we can get these guys going earlier in the first half.
Jaiden, for what you can reveal, what is a typical halftime like with Coach Jeter?
Remember, I put you in the game and I take you out, so be careful.
Yeah, well, I mean, it obviously depends on how the first half goes. But no, he's well spoken and he analyzes the game well. So we always know exactly what's going wrong, and he lets us know all of that. And sometimes it's nice to have somebody to yell at you, to tell you you're doing something wrong, because you got to pick it up. And so he does a good job. He I wouldn't say he loses cool often. I think he's more well spoken, but I've heard some stories in the past about how he used to lose it.
You can't believe everything you hear, Jay. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They embellish. They go to the spice rack all the time.
Yeah, Jaiden, one performance that you've had this year that really stood out was the game against UTRGV at home. Not the outcome you guys were looking for, but you individually were 2 blocks away from tying a program record. You had 8 in that game, which is the second most ever in the history of Southern Utah men's basketball. Talk about that performance and what went well for you that night.
Yeah, I mean, that honestly shocked me. That was my career high of blocks. I've always been a decent shot blocker, but it felt like they were just kind of putting them on a platter that night. So, I mean, unfortunately, they couldn't miss from 3. Yeah. But, yeah, that was 8 blocks. That was my record, so that was cool.
Speaking of not being able to miss from 3, the last time that you guys saw the Southern Utah team play at home, there were a lot of 3-pointers made. How many of you know what record was set in that particular day? Anybody? No? Len? No? 16 threes. What was indeed a record that particular day, but that was for the women's team previously. The men's team, the last time they played at home, 23 triples was a program record. So, Coach, talk about that offensive performance last time you guys took the court in the AFEC.
Much needed. I mean, that's probably the simplest way to put it. We felt like we have a team, or we put together a team that can shoot the basketball from every position, all the way down through the 5. And we just haven't shown that in games, and we showed it that night. And it was fun to get out there and see the ball going in the basket and to have some of those shots go in. I mean, it really was fun. The last one that was made was probably the most improbable, but it's probably going to go down in the history books, and it's going to be a great trivia question one day.
It will indeed. Jaiden, do you remember the three-pointer that he was talking about in that
Big
game?
Bird, right, Kai?
Yeah, that was Kai Bird. And Parker, correct me if I'm wrong, that was his first triple as a Thunderbird now in his second season. You would have thought with his reaction that he had made 4 a game. He's going up and down. He's got the 3. He's running the 3 up and down his arm. He was all excited.
But that's how you know he's never made one.
Yeah,
that's exactly how you know.
Yeah, and that was certainly an awesome moment. But Jaiden, go through that particular game. You guys really were on him from the jump. Knocked down a bunch of threes as the game went on. Tanner hit a bunch, and then you got Dylan going in the second half. When the offense is clicking like that, how fun is it to play as a part of this team?
It's a lot of fun, and we really did need it because, like Coach said, if you're just looking at our roster on paper with who we have, you would never guess that shooting would be our struggle. Mm-hmm. And so far this year, we haven't shot it that great, but games like that can really get you going, and it was good to see some dudes just get some confidence, see the ball go in. So that was huge. But it's a lot of fun when things are clicking like that.
Coach, you talk a lot about playing inside-out offense and how that generates good looks from 3. Talk about that area of progression from the first game to the 10th game with your offense.
Well, it's been up and down, but high percentage shots inside out are the higher percentage threes. Anytime you can draw the defense in and then you kick it out, it's no different than if we went outside right now. If there was a basketball hoop out here, we would stand underneath the hoop and just make passes out to guys ready to catch and shoot. So we're always trying to look for those types of looks. But it's been a little up and down, but it carried over for Jaiden in the last game. So we had that great performance here, and then we go on the road. And I think I don't know how many threes you had the other night, but it's something that we really need to see the ball go in. Our guys have to see that. We have guys that are shooting it. I think we have one, Tanner, shooting 50%. He needs to shoot more. I mean, I can't believe a coach would have to. I would have to tell him 3-4 times to shoot the ball. But we just have guys that are so unselfish, but we have to start playing a lot more aggressively. And that night against West Coast Baptist, we did, and there was some carryover against Oregon State as well.
When it comes to smiles, Thunderbird fans know who to trust: Webster Orthodontics, the preferred orthodontist of SUU athletics. They're the reason Thor the Thunderbird has that beautiful game day grin, and they can do the same for you. Whether it's braces or Invisalign, Webster Ortho provides personalized care and outstanding results, proudly supporting SUU athletics and our community. Visit WebsterSmiles.com today to schedule your consultation. Webster Orthodontics. Show off that Thunderbird smile.
Go back to that Oregon State game. Tough opponent on the road in Corvallis with a long tenured head coach that has a really good track record in that gym. You guys played them tough for the full 40 minutes. What did you see from your team in that game?
Well, we started off typical, right, a little slow. But we went into halftime. We were down, but we came back, and we knew you can sense in the locker room that, hey, guys, we're still in this. Some games we've gone into the locker room, we're still unsure. I think we're starting to see and understand what we're doing wrong so that we can correct that. The confidence was still there. We came out. I think Jaiden made the first 3 to cut it to 12. And you can see our confidence from there. It's like, all right, we're still in this game. And that's how we played it. We played it like that. You got to be careful, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, it almost got you.
I gotta be honest, I didn't even know. I didn't know what that was. It went down.
Did you play point guard?
I did play a lot.
Well,
I played
you
a lot
must
of point guard.
not been a really good one.
No, I got moved to shooting guard in high school.
Okay, good. So you shot the ball. Good. You're locked in. So that's a good sign.
Yeah,
but no, I think getting back to, I think just shooting the basketball for us is very important. We're still not there yet. I think once we get, ice going a little bit, I think, the rest of the positions seem to be starting to find a little bit of rhythm. We get ice and we get Kale back on track. Boy, we can be tough to handle.
Jaiden, talk me through what went right for you in that Oregon State game. You guys trailed by as many as 22 points, and I believe the deficit got down to as little as 3 or 5 at one point in the second half. What did it take against a WCC future Pac-12 team to battle back like that on the road?
Yeah, I think we ended up winning the second half, but the first half they were like 7 for 10 from 3.
Yeah.
So they couldn't miss. We turned the ball over too much. But it was good to see in the second half. I thought we were more physical. We forced them into tougher shots. But I mean, yeah, we were getting open. I thought we were getting in the paint, kicking it out a little bit more. Like I was able to get going because I really didn't have a great first half. It all came in the second half. So, I hope we can see more of that.
Yeah. Before we get to your next two upcoming opponents, both of which will be on the road, I want to get to our Pizza Hut, Pizza My Mind question that came in today. So you guys have been on the road quite a bit this year. You're going to be there again. There's actually over a month or about a month of real time between your last home game, December 4th, your next home game, January 3rd. Coach, I'll start with you. How does being on the road that much affect the team?
Well, it's definitely difficult to do that. It is not ideal. It's not something that you want to, as a coach and as a coaching staff, we want to put our guys in the best position to have success. Being on the road is not the best position to do that. However, it does toughen you up. It does harden the team. It does get them ready. And I thought against Oregon State, you could see we were a lot more resilient. Okay, we've been here before. We've heard crowds like this before. We've seen it. We've been the underdog, all of that. And it's just about making sure we can focus in on correcting the things that we have control over. And points off turnovers were big in the first half. I think we eliminated those in the second. But being on the road is difficult, but it's necessary. It's it's going to be more normal for us going forward because of the types of the way college basketball is. We have to bring in revenue. We also have to try to generate more revenue for NIL opportunities for these young men that they deserve to be paid. In order to do that, we have to try to help ourselves, and by playing on the road and receiving money to play is one way to do it. So that's part of the reason why we're on the road so much.
Jaiden, for you as a player, it can be long and grueling going on those road trips. What is it like to go through all that while also trying to get some schoolwork done along the way?
Right. No, it's finals week too. So we had to take a couple tests and submit a couple assignments on the road. But I don't mind playing in. I actually like going into somebody else's gym. Like there's something about how you're there in their house and you get a chance to win the game because you're not expected to. But it is tough. Like just sitting down all day, whether it's on the bus, whether it's on the plane, then you start warming up, you feel your legs are super heavy. So it's tough, but I mean, it gives us an opportunity to be more resilient, and I mean, that's going to help us down the line.
Is there a component to going on the road that brings you guys closer together? And how do roommate decisions get made? Because everybody doesn't get their own hotel room when you go on the road. How does all of that work for you?
No, for sure. That's one of the best parts. Tanner is my roommate. I don't even know if he's here, but we have a good time. I mean, we're just chilling in the hotel. Some of the best memories you have, honestly. And I think it was T.O. who picked the rooming arrangement. So. Seems like he did a decent job. Good work,
good work, T.O. Yeah. You got a thumbs up from Jaiden over here. Coach, what about for you and the staff? Just going through all the logistics of that. Is it just you like to be told what to do and where to go, or you have, I want to do this, I want to eat here, I want to do all that sort of stuff, like all the logistical matters of being on the road?
Well, first of all, let's keep this real. These guys, we assign roommates, but I guarantee you they switch them up. They're gonna gravitate and kind of do and have fun, and that's okay, as long as they're accounted for and everyone is getting along and becoming close. We talk about faith, family, discipline, humility. Family, that piece has to come together. We do that on the road. Sometimes it's challenging. I think the person to ask about the logistics will be T.O. because he has to do all the flight arrangements and then change it when we get canceled, and all of a sudden this airline decides to put us on a whole different itinerary. I don't have to worry about that. I just kind of hang out and relax and just tell me where to show up. My son Robert, he has to get all the meals together. It seems like he's always asking us for something to eat, like what are we going to eat? And I just pick things. I don't know. Is this lunch, dinner, breakfast? I can't tell. It kind of all runs together. But I have a really good staff. They do a really good job of being proactive. They do a really good job of paying attention and doing all the little things. So I just show up. I just show up and enjoy the good meals and the good time, that's all.
Has there been a moment this year that you could tell people about that was kind of like the pinnacle of team bonding so far?
Wow. Oh, boy. I would say when we got to Pittsburgh and we had a nice meal in Pittsburgh, I think that one was really good for Thanksgiving. We had a tragedy this over the weekend. Chooks lost his mother, and that is huge for him. It was really neat to see the team come together and rally around him and support him those are all positive signs. And, rest in peace for his mom, and our condolences out to the family. Those are difficult times, but to see these guys come together and to see some of the text messages that are sent, not only amongst themselves, but to the people that are helping them, I think those are positive signs as well. We have a really good group. We just got to get them to be a little bit nastier on the basketball floor. That's it. But off the court and in the hotel and as we travel, things are good. But the Pittsburgh trip was a little challenging. We were on our way back and we didn't have our uniforms. Yeah, we were halfway through our trip.
Where did they go?
Well, they never got on the plane in Pittsburgh, so they never left the hotel in Pittsburgh. So we had to send someone back for those.
Who draws the short straw in that scenario?
Well, I'll give you his initials, okay? Braden Lamar. That was the guy. That was the guy right there.
Yeah, well, you guys will be on the road for your next couple of games to round out the non-conference slate. You'll be on the road to begin conference play as well against a team down south. But let's focus on the final two non-conference games. Washington, a Big Ten opponent on the road in Seattle. Then you go for a return trip to Flagstaff to take on NAU. Let's start with the Huskies, your guys' next game. What makes them such a tough team?
Did you say Big Ten? Are they in the Big Ten?
They are in the Big Ten.
That doesn't sound right.
That's because it's not. Coach, I grew up in the Pac-12 my whole life. It's not right.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
It's very wrong. Very, very wrong.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a difficult challenge. I had a chance to peek in on some of their game. I think it was USC. They were down in the first half and then dominated the second and ended up winning that game. I think USC is a top 25 opponent, so we know we have our hands full there. What I do know is that going into the game, I don't think we'll feel any other pressure or feel like we're overwhelmed. We won't mention the other team out west that we went into the building and I think has prepared us for what might happen this season.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're ready for that. It's just can we figure out a way this week to put more pressure on teams offensively? I've been spending a lot of time on the defensive side, and I'm going to stay there because that's ultimately what's going to win it for you. But can we figure out to get more out of these guys on the offensive end? Because that's what seems to get these guys more excited and will give them more effort on the have them give more effort on the defensive end. So we're going to spend some time there, but we have our hands full with that Big Ten opponent.
Jaiden, going into Washington this week, what is it like for you guys at practice knowing you're going up against a high major opponent?
It's always fun. It's always fun to play in those big gyms against those highly recruited dudes. Like I think on this team, they got someone who's supposed to end up in the top 10 of the NBA draft. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it's not intimidating. It's exciting for the opportunity. You get to go out and prove yourself, and it's just another opportunity.
Yeah, they've got a big man. I think he's a freshman, 6'10", very, very skilled. Not unlike yourself, frankly. When you watch him on film, do you see any of yourself in his game?
Yeah, a little bit. He's got some more meat on his bones than I do. He's super physical, great rebounder. He looks like he can do it all. So I mean, it'll be fun.
Coach, looking at what Danny Sprinkle, who's gone against the Southern Utah program before in the past, going back to the Big Sky days previously, now Washington. When you watch his team, what do you feel like they do well that you guys have to be ready for?
Well, obviously, the way he plays and the style that he plays, he does a nice job of coaching them to his strengths. And playing them last season, I think it was 2 seasons ago when we went up to Utah State. I think he was there at the time. Their offensive schemes and how they move the ball and shoot the ball from three. I mean, you always know if you're playing a Big Ten opponent, you're going to have a really good coach. You also know you're going to have high-level talent. But can our effort be a determining factor for us? Can we take care of the basketball? Can we do all those things that can put pressure on talent? Because sometimes talent doesn't win games. It's more about effort. Can you take care of the little things? Can you minimize your mistakes? Those are the things we're going to focus in on. But Coach Sprinkle's going to have his team ready to play.
Every game, of course, an opportunity to get better and prepare for a conference play beginning on December 29th. What does this game, or what do you want to see in this game from your team that'll let you know, regardless of the outcome, hey, I feel like we took a step forward?
Well, we want to win, right? Start the season, we go down to that Dixie. We don't call him Dixie, right?
No.
We might as well.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
Of course, you say it, everybody knows what you're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to pretend like that we're great friends, right? We just have fun with it. For us, the one thing is our turnovers. and we're giving up points off turnover, so we can limit those. The second thing would be 3-point. Can we win the 3-point battle between now and then, or especially in that game, because we've been losing the 3-point battle. Teams have been shooting a high clip. We've been struggling a bit. So I think those are two places to start right there.
Jaiden, going into this game, I don't know if you're aware, or no, you told me that you are very aware, and Coach Williams keeps you very aware of where you're at with your free throws. Why don't you tell everybody what you told me earlier?
Well, he calls us by our free throw percentage at practice. So when he's referring to us, he'll just call us 96 or 47 or whatever it is, 62.
Don't say 6. Don't say the other.
Yeah, no.
Don't
We definitely won't. But you're in a stretch right now at the line where I want to say it out loud, or else I'll be blamed for whenever your next miss at the line might arise, which it might never show up. You never know.
Don't say it, man.
No, but when you're on a run like that, are you making a concerted effort offensively to get yourself to the foul line?
Yeah, definitely. That's something I haven't been great at in the past. Like I think I've shot 31 free throws this year, and all of last year I shot 35. So I'm already, a couple games in, I've gotten to that mark. But that's free points, So yeah, I've really made an effort to try to get there more this year.
Coach, has that been something that you guys have implored for Jaiden and others to do? Because you talk about the free throw battle
right.
much. You talk about you want to make more free throws than the opponent attempts. Is that something you've worked on with him?
Yeah, we have to do that. We have to get the ball inside. We have to put pressure at the rim. We have to get the stripes involved in the game. To do that, you have to shoot around the basket. You have to try to put your head down and get there. So it is definitely a point of emphasis for us to shoot or to make more free throws. So that means we're attempting a lot more than that, obviously, but we have to make more free throws than the opponent attempts. That's on the other side means we're not fouling, something that we've had stretches where we've done a little bit of that too much, but we don't want to foul on the other end. It's the highest percentage shot on a stat sheet is the free throw line, because they don't just do layups, right? It's a shooting percentage. So we want to keep people off the line, but we definitely want to get to the free throw line. So it has to be an emphasis.
After Washington, you guys will go down to Flagstaff, a once-in-future Big Sky opponent there, a team that came to Cedar City and got you guys on your home court last year. How do you go?
Why are you bringing up stuff from last year?
Well, I was setting it up for how you guys are going to go get revenge down in Flagstaff to close out the non-conference
slate. You're breaking off old wounds, man. No, that's not. Come on, man. No, you're right. That game last year was what, a tale of two halves, or at least the second half of the game, of the second half. Like, we were up 18 at one point, and it just all fell apart for us. In fatigue, we have been traveling a lot. You can give all types of excuses, but at the end of the day, we just didn't finish. So we do owe them. We owe them. We need to get down there. Last time we were there, they tipped it in for a win. So we're due. We're due to go in. And that, hopefully by that time we're feeling really good. The ball is going in. If we do that, then we'll give ourselves an opportunity to pull off an upset win on the road at NAU.
What's the early scout on the Lumberjacks and what you've seen from them so far this year?
We're watching them. They're going to try to throw inside. I've seen some inside play from them. Of course, they're going to shoot the three. We got to get them. We have to change their pace. Like, we have to. Our deal this year is that we're trying to get more possessions. So we're trying to play faster, but at the same time, not in a hurry, right? So we have to get there. We have to change their pace. They like to play at a certain. The ball moves here, and we have to disrupt them a little bit and change their pace and get them sped up a little bit.
Coach, any final thoughts on the last two non-conference games before we get into our student spotlight today?
Well, if we can, again, just figure out a way to come together and feel better about ourselves and every day do something a little bit different to get a little bit better, then we'll be fine. That is the key. We can just start putting together and stacking those winning plays, stacking those positive results, then we're going to be fine. So if not, we're just going to have to figure out a way to kind of keep encouraging them that way, because we know this is a very long season. I've looked at some of the conference teams that teams in our league, and we match up with them. Now we just have to go out and just do what we do, and we have the potential. So I just want to make sure that we can keep pushing them towards their potential.
Ernie's is more than just a gas stop. It's your one-stop spot for fuel, fresh food, and friendly service. With locations across southern Utah, including one right here in Cedar City, Ernie's makes it easy to fill up and fuel up. Don't forget, Ernie's is home of the world-famous chicken strips, a local favorite that keeps fans coming back. proudly supporting SUU athletics and proudly serving our community. Stop by Ernie's in Cedar City today.
Jaiden, you ready for your big interview today?
Yeah, man.
It's time for our Visit Cedar City Brian Head Athlete Spotlight. So we've already got how to pronounce your name properly, but start with that again anyway, just to remind all the good folks of Thunderbird Nation out there, and talk about where you're from originally, where you were at before you came to SUU, and the process to get here.
Yeah, well, I'm Jaiden Feroah, like the Egyptian guy, is what I always tell people. But yeah, I went to high school like 3 hours north of here. I'm from Draper, Utah, and we were decent in high school. After high school, I went to JUCO. Actually, I did 2 years at Green River College in Auburn, Washington, and that was really where I developed my game the most. When I was in high school, I knew there was maybe a chance for me to play after, but I knew I had a long way to go. And when I got to Green River, I really developed my game and became more confident. And that's thanks to Coach Drake, my coach there. But after that, after my 2 seasons there, I only had one Division I offer, and that was from Holy Cross in Worcester, Massachusetts. So after being on the far west coast of the country in the Seattle area, I went all the way out to Massachusetts, played there for a year. And then now that I'm a senior, I ultimately wanted the chance to play in front of my family. They didn't really even get to come to any games last year, so I wanted to be able to see me in person. So yeah, I entered the portal, and Coach Williams called me pretty much the second my name was in there, and it was wrapped up pretty quick. It was like a 2-day thing, and I was ready to come back.
Two days.
Pretty
two
much.
Two
Yeah,
days.
man, so.
What time of year was that? What was that? That was that 2025 calendar year, right?
Yep. Yeah. So that was.
Would that have been in March or April?
I think late March. Is that right? Yeah, late March.
Late March.
Yeah.
So you're on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And within 48 hours, you knew where you were playing college basketball the next season. Was
Right.
that a lot to take in? What are you, 20, 21-year-old
Yeah.
kid sitting here? Like, was that a lot to think about and process?
Yeah, I mean, everything changes so quick, and that's just the landscape of college basketball now. So you have to, when you're in the portal, you have to make a quick decision. And I loved what I heard from the coaches. Obviously, Coach Jeter has a great resume, great staff, and it was just all the pieces came together. So it was a great spot for me, and I'm glad I'm here.
So when you were at Holy Cross, where you had some success last year, was it just your family, or were there basketball reasons as well why you were maybe looking for a different opportunity?
There was obviously that was a huge part. It was the 5-hour flight was brutal, like coming home for Christmas, getting a 6 a.m. flight and not getting home till 3 or whatever it is, or like going back, especially with the time change, it was even worse. But I think I've developed more here than I could have at Holy Cross, and I definitely saw that. So that played a factor for sure. But yeah, it was a combination of all those things.
Come on, man. Worcester, Mass, and Cedar City. Come on. There's no comparison.
I know which one I'd rather be. I'm right here. I'm right here. Got no plans of going elsewhere because I
don't have any plans going to Worcester either, so I'm safe.
Yes. So, Coach, for you guys as a staff building the roster, when Jaiden went into the transfer portal, what was it about him that caught your guys' eye that made you go, man, we got to go and get this guy as our starting forward?
His versatility. I mean, he can shoot the basketball. He has great IQ, great feel for the game. Last year's team, the one thing we did was defend. The one thing we did was kind of make the game ugly. I thought with Jaiden, it can be a lot prettier. It can be smoother for us. We can shoot the ball from that position. We can move him and play him at the 3 or the 4, sometimes 5. So he can play multiple positions. He just fits the type of player that does really well in our type of system.
Jaiden, what are you studying here at school?
Sociology.
What do you want to do after college?
That's a great question. I'm really not sure.
Don't go into coaching, please.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I'd obviously love to play pro. I'd love to keep playing the game for as long as I could. If I could get, paid to do what I love, that's the dream.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, yeah. And is this your final year of eligibility, or would you be able potentially to get a second one, or do you not know yet?
Depending on some rulings or whatever it is, and lawsuits, I don't know. Well,
We just get an injunction, and then he can play.
That's kind of what it
that's
seems
kinda what
like
it
to me.
seems like.
I mean, Diego Pavia is out there,
Right.
Vanderbilt. I mean, Tyon Grant Foster is still playing college basketball, which is like he's a really good kid. He is, but he's still playing college basketball. If he could still play, I feel like Jaiden should get another year.
Or send him to the what is it, the D League, G League, whatever it's called.
Yeah, and then have
then
him,
he
and
can
then
come
have,
back.
yeah, exactly. And then he
that
can
works
come
too.
back from the G League. It feels wild and crazy right now. But Jaiden, for your time here in Cedar City, you've obviously only been here for a few months. What are some of your favorite things to do in town?
I've really gotten big into the bowling scene recently.
Big into the bowling scene.
Me, Isaiah, Tanner, and Kai, we joined the Cedar City Bowling League. So Wednesday nights from 6 to 9, you can find us at the lanes. We're called the Alley Oops. So
The alley-oops, I like that.
yeah, but we
Great name.
Yeah.
Great name. Of the four of you, who's the best?
You know, Isaiah, he's our anchor. So I'll give him credit. He provides all the balls for us and all the gear. So we call him Ice. He's the best. Kai's a good leadoff as well. So it's a battle between those two.
So you guys are just rolling out there at 6'8", 6'11", and 7 foot at
Right.
the Cedar City bowling alley.
Yeah.
Right.
I have to imagine everyone's looking up at you guys going, who in the world are those dudes?
Yeah, man. We have a good time. They're all fun. We've gotten actually a couple to come out to the games and watch. So it's awesome, man. It's a cool little community.
That's awesome. Where's
We
your
have
favorite?
great kids, man. These are good dudes.
Yeah, that's. I don't know that there has been a precedent set before of student athletes joining the bowling league. I don't know. I haven't heard. Maybe it's happened before and I'm just not aware of it. But I think that's awesome. Where's your favorite place to eat in town? Is there anything else that you just love about being in Cedar City?
We go to Alfredo's quite a bit, the little Mexican spot. Their breakfast burritos are great. But yeah, usually we'll hang out at, of course, Cafe Sabor.
Absolutely.
Yeah, obviously, Cafe Sabor.
Nice.
Top tier. Top
Great
tier.
recovery.
Yeah, after games, we'll usually go get some food, hang out somewhere. So wherever it is, it's always fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. We'll wrap up today's show and then have some of the great food provided here by Cafe Sabor with some shout outs. Coach, you can start. Anybody that you want to shout out.
Well, first of all, we didn't talk about our bowling game.
That's
we
true.
were on a team.
That's true. Coach,
I think I
Coach,
carried you guys.
You did a little bit. I think I got you by 2 points after the 2 games. We had our athletics holiday party.
He would
last
know
week.
that. He would know that. 2 points, huh?
Coach and I were teamed up with Kaylee and Regan Hunsaker as well. And Regan, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe we did quite well. Yeah. We did pretty well. We
could take on the alley-oops.
I think we have to arrange that.
Set that up.
I think we have to arrange that at some point in time, and then we'll see where our skills really are. Because it was the best day that I'd ever bowled, which was obviously because Coach was there showing me how it was done, and then Regan is very secretly a very powerful bowler. He had more ball speed than anybody that was at the bowling alley that particular day. I promise you. So, Coach, I'm glad you brought that up. The alley-oops have officially, it's
been
documented
challenged.
here. You have officially been challenged by our team name, Lane 13.
Lane 13.
So, Coach, you want to start with any shout-outs?
Shout-outs, wow. I think there's a neat story here. When I was in Milwaukee, we had a group of supporters, and and 2 of them are here. So when I got off the plane and I look, I'm like, are you guys here just to see me from Milwaukee? Like, that's pretty. They're like, no, we live here already. We didn't know you were coming. So, but the Battitures are here. I think that's pretty cool. That's
awesome.
Something that's I definitely want. We've never talked about that, but that's such a that's just different, right? Weird is probably the best word. Is like you never expected. I'm from Chicago. I was born in Pittsburgh. Grew up in Chicago. Coached in Milwaukee for 11 years, and I come all the way to Cedar City to have supporters that were in Milwaukee that are here. So I'll start.
Awesome.
I'm going to keep my shout out
where
for those guys.
You said they're here? Where
yeah,
are they?
They're right there. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. It is truly a small world, but I think it just shows how great of a place Cedar City is. Who wouldn't want to come here to this kind of beautiful area? But any other shout outs that you want to make today, Coach?
Well, obviously, for the fans, we want to make sure we get people coming out to the games and continue to support this group. I think my message to our team, like the shout out to the team, is that we've been through some ups and downs, but let's keep persevering and fighting, right? Obviously, you got at this time of year, it's all about family, right? So you have to think about the family and give shout outs to family. I've been gone. I missed Thanksgiving, but I was with family in Pittsburgh. My mom's from Pittsburgh, so I was with that family. I always have my son with me, so I make sure he's on the bus every time. I always tease him and say, I couldn't go home to your mom if we left you somewhere. So, but yeah, I mean, there's so many shout outs. I think for us, we're just trying to find some steady footing, and through this process, I'd like to give a shout out to everyone that's sticking with us and helping us kind of get us to that level where we want to be and kind of level this things off at a place where we're playing really good basketball and having fun.
So you tell me you haven't yet recreated Home Alone with the SU basketball team? That hasn't happened yet?
No, and I don't want that to happen either.
yeah. Jaiden, why don't you close this out? Any and all shout-outs that you want to make to wrap today's show?
Yeah, first one, my little brother, he's actually a sophomore at Green River College, which was the JUCO I went to. But big shout-out to him for letting me dominate him in one-on-ones for all these years. And then next to my former coach at that school, Coach Drake, he helped me as a basketball player, but also as a young man. And my parents as well, they've worked so hard to allow me to have an opportunity like this, and now that they get to come and cheer for me on the sidelines and not over a screen, it's great. So, yeah.
How many games have they gotten down to so far this year?
They've pretty much come to every home game, and they were at Gonzaga. They were at Washington State as well. So
sorry.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
They made a lot of shots, and we missed a lot of them.
That is correct. It's a very famous tweet that went out from
That's
Parker
a shout out,
Haney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a shout out?
I
don't know.
think
Or
it's
dig.
gotta
It's more
count.
of a dig.
Yeah, it is. It's in a gray area, but it counts. But they scored a lot of points. We didn't score quite as many in that particular game. But everybody here, give it up for Jaiden Feroah and Coach Jeter. It's been the first ever SU men's basketball coaches show for Jaiden and Coach Jeter. I'm Spencer McLaughlin. We'll see you next time, and have a wonderful rest of your day.